5 books and counting. The Tales from the Omni Vault continues to expand as a universe. Go ahead and check the links down in the description to get your copies today. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Omni Viewer, and I had intended to get into more uploads this week now that my 2 back-to-back convention appearances were over, but a bunch of stuff wound up happening that kind of require my attention over video making. It's all done now, everything's fine, but this video is not about my personal life, it's about some big announcements I want to make for the future of this channel and my work even beyond this channel. So first of all, like I said, I wanted to get back into the video making stuff because I did kind of let it lapse towards the end of April. It's May now, and I want to get back into that stuff. I did announce that I was going to focus on certain things that would have to be scripted material. Stuff like the new Blue Oyster Cult album, Ghost Stories, Godzilla Here There Be Dragons, the comic where he fights pirates, stuff like... You saw the announcements, I'm sure. I've also decided to add to that list the shortest sci-fi story ever written, which also happens to be the shortest short story ever written, bar none, because I happen to have that in an anthology sitting on my bookshelf. But the reason I've not been focusing on those as much recently is because, well, the unscripted rambly stuff like this video is going to wind up being is quicker and easier to put out. I've said this in the past. I have to keep my head above water, so I have to churn out this cheaper content, but I'd rather be making the more complex stuff. And I'm going to make that stuff. I'm also going to have to keep making the unscripted stuff, again, to keep myself afloat. But there is that stuff coming that I think you guys will enjoy. However, you may also have noticed that between convention appearances, I also did the channel's first ever live stream. I mean, I've been on other people's live streams, but I hosted my first one on this channel last Wednesday from this video's posting. However, I've also taken a big step forward in this channel's content by doing my first ever live stream between convention appearances. And well, you guys tuned in, certainly, and I thought you guys seemed to enjoy it. If you missed it, don't worry, it's been archived, but it was with artist Patrick McAvoy and Titanic Creations founder Mac McClintock. They were on to talk about stuff like the upcoming Gorgo Legacy graphic novel, the Yongari figure campaign that's currently going. There was a whole bunch of stuff that was discussed. Now, I had no idea how the live stream was going to go because, like I said, it was my first time. I had never done one of these before. It could have been a disaster. Fortunately, I had 2 great guests and a really great audience watching it to make up for anything that the host might have done poorly. So, really, that's where I land in terms of that. And I want to keep doing live streams. I don't know necessarily what the next one is gonna be just yet. I do have a few feelers out for asking people, hey, want to be on a live stream? Or I might just do a couple that are just me rambling, only this time it'll be live, so I can't do edits like the one I'm about to do here. But whatever the case, I want to do them more frequently. At this rate, I'm thinking maybe once a month at least to sort of help me get into the groove of it. There might be more than that, or I might find that I just don't have time for one and I might not do any, but my current goal is to at least do one a month, to sort of get into a regular habit of it. And we'll see how that goes. I do think the first one went relatively well, and hopefully I'll improve. There are 2 announcements I want to make that go beyond the YouTube channel. First and foremost, I intend to launch my own website. Now, don't worry, me launching a website doesn't mean I'm leaving YouTube. It's more going to be focused on a place where people can see my whole bibliography, so it'll be primarily focused on my books or any other stuff that I might be working on in the future. Maybe also a place where I might do a few written blogs for stuff that, for whatever reason, I don't want to make into videos or can't make into videos, whatever the case. I haven't launched it yet, though I do have the domain name on my newly printed business cards. Turns out I ran out of the originals during the first convention, made some new ones, and figured I'd put a web domain on there, while also telling people at the Cryptozoology conference it hasn't launched yet. As of this video's posting, it still hasn't launched, but I am going to work on it, and when it's live, you guys will know. So hopefully you guys will be interested in that. It'll be an easier place for you to see what my books are about. Not that I'm going to stop promoting them in these videos, of course. And hopefully it will also one day be a place where you'll learn more about the animated series I'm working on. Before I get into that, though, a word about my next book. If you were at either of those conventions, or you checked the community tab of this YouTube page, you will have seen this teaser image for my next novel, Crisis on Ulalu, a space opera with kaiju in it. And I don't have a release date yet, but it's soon. I actually started writing this early in 2023, like started in January, and I think I'd knocked out the first draft in only a few months. But revisions have taken a long time, because I really want to make sure this one fits together. There's a lot of very weird alien stuff in it that I need to make sure, for one thing, actually makes sense and is understandable, and also that everything fits in with the story, and there's a whole bunch of stuff I've been working on to make sure that it's absolutely as good as it can be, but it is really, really close to being finished. It is currently undergoing the last round of revisions, and if all goes well, it's going to be released within the next couple of months. If not the end of May, then sometime in June. That's the goal I'm setting for myself, if all goes well. And this time I'm actually going to do a bit more of a campaign for it than I did the previous books. I'm going to release a couple of trailers over the next few weeks to try and build up the hype. So keep your eyes open for that. When I made the announcement, I did see a couple of people dropping guesses about what they think it's going to be. All I can tell you guys right now is that you have no idea. I mean, it's gonna be pretty weird. Hopefully in a good way, though. And I did mention I had a little update on the animated series I'm working on. It's nothing big at the moment. All I can say is that I'm trying to work more on figuring out the character designs. I've got some pretty solid ones nailed down. I might be working on them here and there and probably adjusting colors. I'm trying to figure out what color schemes work the best. So I'm not ready to show you anything yet about what they look like, but my hope is that I can really start developing it a bit stronger very soon. That's like the next step I've been doing. I've also been working on scripts, and now I'm in the design phase of it. This could take a very long time, though, of course. So I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update that it is still in the works, but the works are going to take a while. And I suppose the last thing to announce is that I have decided to attend G-Fest this year. Not as a panelist, at least unless somebody invites me onto a panel for whatever reason. I'm just going to be there as an attendee. So I'm looking forward to that, looking forward to seeing people again, and just, you know, getting a little change of scenery and meeting some of the celebrities perhaps, making some more connections, who knows, people who might want to be on live streams themselves. But, you know, those are the big announcements here. So those are the big announcements, and I don't necessarily want to end this on a note of e-begging, but I do have to say that, first of all, any of this stuff that happens because you guys continue to support me, so thank you very much for that. I do want to remind everyone, though, that this stuff I keep announcing, stuff like the website, the next book, the animated series, attending Chi-Fest and everything, that's really only gonna be sustainable if you guys do continue to support me. Naturally, I don't want to ask anyone to support me beyond their means. I realize that everybody's got expenses. But you know, however you can support me, I really do appreciate. Whether that's through Patreon or purchasing my books or whatever. It's just a way to help make all of these other things a reality. The more support I get, the closer I get to realizing stuff like that animated series, to perhaps getting those books out there even more for adaptations in other mediums, for any number of different things, for just even making sure that I don't have to keep producing cheap, fast, unscripted content on this channel like I've been doing. But, you know, I leave it entirely up to you guys. The support you guys do give me, though, I really do appreciate. Anyway, I just wanted to make this announcement, partly so that I can get back into the algorithms field of vision again, but also to let you guys know the really busy stuff that was keeping me away from the channel, that's done with. I'm going to be scheduling other stuff in the future, of course, but for now, I can get back on track with this, back on track with revising my next book, and, well, hopefully you guys are looking forward to seeing what comes next. And that's all for now. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off. Thank you all for watching. Now be sure to head down to the description to check us out on other platforms, as well as find links to the 5 current books in the Tales from the Omni Vault universe. Again, thank you all, and we'll see you next time.